Well. Welcome to Bourbon Neophyte. Hope everyone is doing well this evening and you can hear me. If not, you know what to do in chat. Let me know. But I'm sure most of you have seen the thumbnail that I put up this morning, and I haven't talked about Lagavulin in a minute. I mention it. I do mention it, that's for sure, but I haven't talked about it. But I think most of you know I was able to procure this this first release of the Lagavulin Offerman. So I do have that right here, and but to start me off, and I put it in chat earlier, I poured the 16 because I'm kind of curious to see the difference in the profile. I mean, this is stuff that I've been thinking about here for a minute. So without going into all that right now, I will wait a few moments and then just check in with people in chat. I know I saw Marty earlier. So cheers, Marty. Appreciate you popping in. Of course, Bourbon, who, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have been able to find this delectable dram that I am going to pour this evening. Then, of course, Old Corn with Whiskey. Cheers, man. Appreciate you popping in here and smashing the like button to support the channel. Paul M., cheers. Yay. I've got Lagavulin 8 sitting right back there. As a matter of fact, I was going to grab that or the Game of Thrones, and I said, you know what? Let me go to the 16 because I'm down to about that much in the bottle, and it was just time to start burning through it. But I do enjoy my Log 8, especially when I got it for $39.99 a few years back because they're just sitting on the shelf, and I was like, $40, Lagavulin, sure, I'll buy it. So I picked me up a bottle of it. Sugar Kitty, cheers. I know you're multitasking as usual, but I always appreciate you. And I know when you heard peated whiskey, you could not help but raise an ear and an eyebrow. So cheers, man. Thanks for popping in here and saying hello and smashing that like button. And there he is, the man, the myth, the legend down there in the great state of Virginia. How are you, Brian? Glad to see you, man. Thank you. Josh, cheers, brother. Good evening. Glad to see you all here. And then, not to mention my friends from across the pond, right there, Mr. Morgan. Cheers, brother. Great to see you. Glad to have you here with me this evening. Really do appreciate it. Thank you very much. And then, of course, we have Jim here. Cheers, man. Jim, I don't know if you saw my message in Stacy's chat earlier, 4-Leaf Whiskey. Check your Gmail. And then straight from the old folks' home. Yes, sirree. You know, I appreciate it, sir. Really do. Absolutely very much. And yes, people have dropped off a few things here this week. I'm glad you reminded me of it, Greg, but I have to give a nice shout out. Where the heck did I just set that box? Oh, right in front of me. Mr. Mark Emanecker has been in town and dropped me off a plethora of things. I mean, holy smolians, this is, I just uncovered another layer I didn't even know of till just now because I thought, well, this is kind of a deep box for things. But anyway, there are some fine ones in here. There's like that. I'm just setting it down. And then even more here. And I don't know what's in here, but per se, I'm not looking at it yet. And then I just happened to reach down in here and move something back. And then I remembered something he had said to me. And I'm like, oh, shit. Sorry. Didn't mean to cuss like that. Anyway. Oh, man. Oh, I just looked at one. But anyway, let me put this over here for a second. Stay. The care of this. Now, hold on. Let me pull this one out here. Let me hold that up. Got to love a hand delivery like that. Yes, yes, yes. And corn. But anyway, really appreciate Mark for that. Thank you for thinking of me and dropping this off here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 different samples in here that I really do appreciate. Really do appreciate it. Because some of the stuff I just can't get here. And, you know, my subscribers really never fail to amaze me and drop this stuff off when they're here in Las Vegas. I mean, it is absolutely amazing. It's some of the stuff that comes up here, and it's just one of them I got. And Greg reminded me because he is dropping some stuff off whenever he can break out of the home and pop in here. And then I know Whiskey Nose is getting the same. So he and I will be teaming up to drink more of Greg's whiskey, which I've always said this, my number one favorite whiskey to drink is Story Time. So Shane Long's. Love always drinking his whiskey. But behind that, Grandpa McDonald there. Love drinking his too. But thank you very much for that, Mark. Really appreciate that. Thank you for dropping it off here. It's great of you. So I did see Mr. Gunderson. Cheers, man. Thank you for popping in. Then there's Stacy. Stacy did a little toe dabbling into some bourbon, and she did a little hunting. I sure hope you all had tuned into that and watched that, because that is the hook. You start at one thing. So hers was Irish, and then she got a little Scotch, and now she's moved over into some bourbon. Yes, 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 yes. I feel it coming on. I feel it coming on. But was a good stream. I was in and out a little bit as I was setting up, so I always love to pop in there and watch her stream. And if none of you, well, I don't think there's anybody in this chat that doesn't subscribe to Four Leaf Whiskey. And if you don't, you need to go and subscribe to her channel. So thank you very much. All righty, but cheers to everybody. And like I said, little Lagavulin 16 in the Glen. So let me raise my glass to you all. Say thank you for popping in, smashing that like button today, and supporting the channel. Cheers. Man, such a good whiskey. You know, everyone knows I do have a passion for peated whiskey. And once you get the taste, once you understand peat and what it can do for a whiskey, it is amazing. And I was pretty much like everybody else when I started this journey. And most of you have heard me talk about this before, that it definitely is an acquired taste. And I am a firm believer in start at the lowest end and work your way up, because as you move into the Ardbeg, the Lafroig, the Lagavulin, and just using those as an example, you're into some meat, not peat, meat, but meaty peat, just barbecue, smoke, or as some people say when they first taste it, iodine, band-aids, and hate. I'm quoting a well-known YouTuber. But really, it really adds another layer of flavor and complexity and just all around goodness into a whiskey. I've always said, I says, once I got back into this and I really got into the peat, again, that the way the smoke, the sweet, the malt, that bread note I get on there with a little touch of sweetness mixes with the natural sweet of the grain and how it just it's almost like the jam on some toast, just a layer above the butter. And when you bite into that and those different layers from the bread, the creamy texture of the butter, and then the jam being the peat just kind of go together, it is an amazing drop. They are good whiskeys. And now, however, there are some people that just have an outright disdain for peat. And that's okay. I may not think so, but it's okay. Everybody is different. It's perfectly all right. However, I just think you probably got into it wrong and never really developed the taste for it. And like I said, I was into it for a while, got out of it, and then I jumped back into the deep end with an Ardbeg, and I just wanted to run my tongue across the carpet in a men's room rather than have to put up with that taste anymore in my mouth. But you know what? I went back into it a few weeks after that, but I stayed on the I stayed on the not even go to the high dive. I stayed on the low dive and back into it, back into it, back into it, and then bing. But what turned me back into the peat, which got me to acquire the taste again, was my I think I had that out. Hold on. I think I moved it. Sorry, I'm gonna stand up a moment. Do, 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 do. Okay, it was a High West. So I just wanted to make sure I'm saying the right thing. It was a High West that was finished in a peated Scotch barrel for like 6 or 9 months. So it had that little peat-esque, just enough of that slight touch of smoke, medicinal, to start setting the hook, and it worked wonders. And then I went into the Wee Beastie, and after that, I jumped right back into the Ardbeg 10, and then from there, it was a high dive, spring up, double flip, and right into Lagavulin, and then Lafroig, and just full steam ahead. It once you get that taste back, it is terrific in there. Really is terrific. I really enjoy the flavor. I really enjoy the taste. Hey, Rob, cheers, man. Thanks for popping in here. Really appreciate you. Thank you very much. And I've seen Viking Bourbon in here. Cheers, brother. Paul, nice to see you. Appreciate you popping in, saying hello. Excuse me. Always great to have Paul here. So some of you that are tuning in a little late, we're talking Lafroig here, or excuse me, Lagavulin. God, I got Lafroig on the mind now because I was thinking of Carchus. Got the 16 right now. We're going to go to the Lagavulin Offerman, the first release. And again, I'll repeat it. Thanks to Bourbon, he was able to procure me a bottle right off the shelf. So here it is. It's sitting right here. As a matter of fact, let me take another sip of this. And by the way, if you are drinking a peated Scotch tonight, let me know. If you're not, you're drinking American single malt, maybe you're drinking a bourbon, a rye, or maybe you're just drinking a single malt Scotch. Let me know while I get this box here. Here it is. You can see the front is sun bleached compared to the side because it was sitting in a window right there. But let me open it up here. It's specially packaged because when Ben was driving that old jalopy of his, he wanted to make sure he did not spill a precious drop. I mean, this thing is sealed. So I just want to show you the care when some of these hand deliveries come to me that people take to ensure this precious juice, not a drop is wasted. Let's open this thing up. Oh, here we go. It's quite well wrapped. Matter of fact, it's getting me into practice for the holidays coming up. Taking this stuff off. Goodness. All right. Oh, I just realized there's some more here on the top. That's okay. We do not want to lose any of this stuff. Holy smokes. All right, this cannot be. There we go. Here we go. I said, boom. Finally. All right. Now, God, it's stuck on my finger. Okay, stay. Yes, I do have my special professional whiskey taster's glass. Still not sold on it, but okay. Oh, there it is. Here we go. Let's see if we can do this without my special bottle opener. Can I get it? Can I get it? Can I get it? No, but that's okay. I do have, and I keep a special bottle opener here for just such an urgency. It's not quite an emergency yet. There we go. Now, here we are. Let's open this thing up here. There we go. I don't need that. Let's take that off. You know what? And I am surprised. I forgot one thing. Because I know he'll pop on because I am, or he will make his presence known. But when I talk Lagavulin, it reverberates across the pond and then usually down to the land of Oz. So I am sure Scotch Down Under will rear his head because we are talking Lagavulin. So this is the original. This is the first release, Offerman. I think it was released in 2019, if I'm not mistaken. I could be incorrect on the date, could be 20, but I don't think so. I think it was 19. I did look it up. I just can't remember. But let me just see how this goes. Oh, yeah, here we go. Oh, yeah. That is your Lagavulin cork right there. Yeah, Jim, I agree. I think it is. I think it is. Mm-hmm. And you're probably right. That's why I poured the 16. And Sugar Kitty, yes, 2.2 million miles on that thing. I would not be surprised. Would not be surprised at all. So I'm going to take some and I am going to pour a splash into the glass here. Let that sit. Let me put the top in this one. Now, everybody knows that the one after this was the Guinness, the Offerman Guinness. Then came the charred oak. And then you can see it right here. That's this year's release, the Lagavulin Offerman 11 in the Caribbean rum cask, to which I really liked. I really, really enjoyed the Guinness. Really enjoyed the Guinness. And those of you that have watched my review of them know that in the beginning I had a disdain for that charred oak, and I did a re-review of it, and I still said it was absolute shite. But time has done well for the bottle, and I can now actually palate it, because I just thought that that char level was not hitting the mark on that charred oak. It just was not there for me. I went back to it a few months after I did my first review. It got marginally better, all not really palatable, but it wasn't like the first time. And so I didn't touch it for almost a year since I opened it. I mean, I just buried it, but I went back to it, and time has done that bottle well to where I can drink it. But that is my least favorite of the release by Lagavulin, is that Offerman. That charred oak just didn't do it. And it's still on the shelf. It's still on the shelf. And this here, if you can find it, I went online today and looked for the first release, and I saw it for about 400 pounds in the UK for this. I seen it here in the States for $8.99. Not $8.99, folks. $899.99. And I thought, you have got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. I paid retail for this, just about, maybe a little bit over. But when I say a little bit over, it was nowhere near those prices. I'd have told them to hang. That's for darn sure. But I really, really wanted to have this in my collection, just to say I have them all, and it is complete up to this point. And I'm just going to kind of let that sit there a minute and do its thing, and have another little sip of this Lagavulin 16. Cheers, Richie. Appreciate you popping in here and saying hello to everybody. And I know I saw JD earlier. Yes, there he is. Cheers, JD. Appreciate you popping in here. I did send you an email. Just let me know what I owe you. I had a moment. I know you told me, but had a moment and forgot what I said. Oh, well, it's all right. It happens as we age. That's for sure. So cheers to those of you that just popped in. Thank you very much. Mm. Mm. I really love the 16. That 16 is just such a wonderful whiskey, well balanced, well rounded. The peat, the sweet on there. I just like the way it has turned out. I really do. I tell everybody, if you're into peat and you don't have this bottle, you need to buy it. Although the bottle itself now is getting pricey. When I bought this bottle, it was still in the mid 60s, and now they're like between 89 and 99 bucks a bottle out here in Las Vegas for the Lagavulin 16. And unfortunately, I'm going to end up having to break down and get one here soon, because like I said, I'm down to like that much in the bottle. But it's not like it's scarce or anything, but you get to the point where it's like, damn, it's really went up in price. Really went up in price. And you know what? Skip. I don't know how many times I've got to tell that thing. He keeps wanting to do a scan. But sorry, talking to my computer, talking to myself. You don't have to be. You don't have to be. But, you either get it or you don't get it. And that's what I was saying earlier, JD. Some people, they can dive right into the deep end and really enjoy a peated whiskey. Others kind of have to just kind of slow roll, start out like at Lagavulin 12 because that has a little smoke on it, and then work their way up to Highland Park, fiddle with the Highland Park for a while, and then once they get that peat and they really understand it, they could venture north from there. Um, and even I would say the Ardbeg Beastie. I know a lot of people cut their teeth on that one, which I was kind of a little surprised, but they cut their teeth on that Ardbeg Beastie, and they proceeded from there. Vic, cheers, man. Thanks for popping in. Really appreciate you coming over here. Thank you very much. I'm letting the Lagavulin Offerman, the first edition, open up here a little bit in the glass while I'm sitting here having this. Sorry, I just wanted to pause and enjoy that little sip there because it's quite pleasant. Now, let me, really don't want to have to clean my palate off, but I'm going to take a sip of water because the profile I'm expecting to be the same. And I will confess, I have heard that the original Offerman, which this is, was, it had a nice sweetness, but it had a little spice to it. And I'm like, that's interesting to me. And I can't remember if it was stone fruit forward or something like that. There was something about the fruit, but it's been a minute since I've heard this, but I haven't looked or went and sought reviews on it or anything like that. So I don't have any other preconceived notions other than just what I've told you. So I would rather be upfront and forward there. So let's see here. On the nose, to me, smells like Lagavulin. Let me take the 16 here. Yeah. Yeah, it's the nose is almost identical to me. I will say this, excuse me, about the 11. It seemed to be a little lighter, but I have it in a different glass, and it's supposed to take any of that ethanol away so you don't get it. I don't get it much on the 16. Yeah, it's very little, but on the nose, that sweet malt, the the peat is there, but it's more subdued in the 11 than the 12. If that's, yeah, well, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it's darn close. Not on going back and forth, back and forth. Hey, Donald, cheers, man. Appreciate you popping in here. Thank you. But smells delicious. It does. I mean, it smells like Lagavulin. I mean, if you like Lagavulin, the nose is Lagavulin. That's for sure. So let's see what we got here. Cheers. There's that spice. There's definitely a little spice on there. Hmm. Yeah, there seems to be a little bit more spice, like a black pepper note. I don't get it on the 16, but it's not off-putting, it's not strong or anything like that, but you know that it's there. I feel it on the tongue. I feel it. I feel it on the sides, like the cheeks inside my mouth. Let me get another little sip of that. It's it's n- it's not something I usually expect out of a scotch. Hmm. I would pull out Lion's Fire, but it's a higher proof and it's just a higher proof to it, and I just don't think that I want to go down that road with it. And there's a little citrus note coming through right now on this, like not orange, but maybe more of a lemon lime zest coming through on the finish. Hmm. Hmm. Sorry, I'm just letting this finish develop here. I'm gonna get another little sip of this. And it is 46 ABV. Well, you know what? It is not bad. The little bit of peppery spice with the zest of the like the lemon lime type of a citrus zest that I'm getting is an unusual thing. I definitely are going to have to get that thing down to the shoulder, but um, hmm. Yeah, but you know what? It's not always a note I seem to get. Not this lemon lime thing, Sugar Kitty, but I absolutely don't doubt you, and I appreciate that. And I'm half tempted to just to grab a quick little snort of Talisker, just to just as a little compare. All right, where the hell is my Talisker? There it is, Talisker Storm. We're going to grab that since here we go down the wormhole. Since Sugar Kitty brought it up, I don't. Okay, pineapple. Yes, I can give you the. I can give you that pineapple. Really? You and I know we got Lion's Fire. That's for darn sure. Have maybe like that much left of the Lion's Fire, but hmm. Pineapple. I have gotten pineapples. I have gotten tropical fruits uh on whiskey. All right, let me just get a little bit of this Talisker here. This is a storm and it's 45.8 ABV, so it's not gonna blow anything away. Let me get a little more water here since Sugar Kitty drew me a picture here and about the citrusy note. And let's just see. Let's just see here. Just so happen to have a few more of these things sitting around here. Let me just a splash in here. Just a splash of Talisker. Okay. Let me just set this one. I'm going to leave it open, but I'm going to put my Glen cap on the 16 log. Let me put my cork in here. Bottle that thing up. Okay. This is Talisker. All right. Here we go. Down the hatch. I'm going to give it a minute to develop here, Sugar Kitty. Let's see what's happening. Although I know this is going to sound weird, slightly more viscous texture than the log Offerman. Wait a minute. Here it comes. Citrus. Spot on, Sugar Kitty. Yep. Now the black pepper, that spice, the citrus note on the second sip. Yeah. Yep. Talisker Storm. Bingo. There it is. By gosh. Yep. Yep, it did. It did. I mean, it wasn't the first sip. The second sip, bingo. Bingo. That's where we are with the Talisker, without a doubt. Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely got the citrus note on the Talisker, just like the Offerman. Yeah, without a doubt. It is there. Thank you. Let me let my palate rest here a moment. Well, I appreciate, all of you, particularly with your knowledge and your understanding of whiskeys in general, everybody in chat. And I love the compare, contrast, and the notes, and but yeah, that citrus note on the Talisker with the citrus note on the Offerman first release that I just opened. Yes, with the black pepper. Yes, absolutely. That's it in a nutshell. As a matter of fact, I think there's a little more black pepper note on the Talisker now, because that's really what I'm experiencing right here. Yep, bingo. There you go. At the tail end of it. At the tail end of it. So here's the Offerman again. All right. Sorry. Was drooling a minute there. Sorry. So the Talisker Storm's an NAS. Everybody, I think, knows that. If you don't, you know now. The Offerman's 11 year. It's just a little more polished than the Talisker. So when you sip it, you can tell that there is a more refined note to the Offerman. And not that the Talisker has any problem, but it's a little older whiskey compared to the Talisker. So I picked that up now. The Offerman, the original, darn close to, I mean, the 16, although the 16 is just such a well-rounded whiskey from side to side, top to bottom. It is your quintessential peated whiskey, and what, in my opinion, what it was meant to be. Honestly, really a great whiskey, that Lagavulin 16. Really a great whiskey. I don't know how many times I got to say that before Ken rears his head. Oh, while you're here, Sugar Kitty, hold on. Hold on, Sugar Kitty. This hasn't been seen before. There's only one other one, and I think it's in the state of New Jersey. I think it's in the state of New Jersey. But let me get this out, and it's going to be hanging soon. Right here. So the Las Vegas chapter of the Fair Dinkum Mounted Pub will be making its debut very, very soon, but this is the first time you've seen the official pub flag right here. It has arrived in Las Vegas. So let me set that over there. So it is here, and if I was quick, it'd have been hanging up on the shelf, but I got sidetracked, and then I had a senior moment and just forgot because I set it over there. So there you go. Now you know I'm going to have to find my Talisker 10. It's back there, but I'm not going to dig it out just because you send that. And I say, well, let's see how refined. I'm talking about in the States, not across the pond. I'm the second one in the States. So yeah, I may be number 3, but in total, but in the States, I'm number 2. Hey, cheers. Great to see you over here. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Raise a glass to you, ma'am. Always great to see you. Okay. Okay, I was right. That's right. I'm number 2 here in the States. So there will be a stream, and that will be hanging up in the back there. So everyone will know. But it is here. Sugar Kitty was the first in the US. Is it Martin that has it? Sugar Kitty? I can't remember, but I think it is. I don't know. Honestly, right now, I do not know who it might be there across the pond. But anyhow, all right. Log 16. Yep. No, it's not there. I'm not getting that. That citrus note to me is. There we go. Now, I'm going to have to see if it's there. I mean, not doubting you, but I'm going to go over there. There we go. Da, 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 da. Holy smolians. This is what. Okay, it is Martin. Ta-da! There we go. Across the pond. There it is. Ta-da! Oh, that was yesterday. And you know what? I've actually had mine for a couple of days. Oh, gosh. Perfect. Perfect. I don't know how I missed that. I perused through there earlier, but it's all right. It's all good. All good. Only thing that makes me mad is I didn't at my um store here, my supermarket, that JD had done this score for 14 bucks a bottle for the Spay Burn 10. 14 bucks. I definitely would have bought both of those or whatever was there for 30 bucks out the door. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Hey, John. Cheers, man. Haven't seen you in a minute. Oh, that's not true. Saw you on another stream, but nice to see you, man. Thank you. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Sugar Kitty. Appreciate that. All righty. Set that back up there. Let me set that back up there. Good, good, good. All right. Let me work on this Offerman here a little bit. So, has anyone else ever had the Offerman? I know some of you have had the new ones, but how about this first one? Anybody have had that? And what was your experience with it? Because this is my first sipping it. It is not bad. It is not bad at all. Mm. Not bad at all. But you are correct, sir. You will be stuck with me for a few more moments. That is correct. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, there is no live wire whiskey tonight. There was some type of shenanigans going on last night, and it's probably in their best interest just to lay low tonight. But I understand it involved Shane and Whiskey Mountains also. So I can only imagine the debauchery. And that's all I'm going to say. Well, see, there you go. You get Loch Lomond for $14.95. Are you shitting me? Are you talking? Are you? No. Oh, you're not talking this one, right, Sugar Kitty? Because I just reread what you said in my head. But are you talking this one for $14.95? Really, Eric? We're going to fix that. We're going to fix that, brother. That's for sure. We are going to fix that for sure. So, what did you think about it, Richie? Good, bad, indifferent? I mean, it might have been a minute. Yeah, I can understand about the char. The Guinness was fine for me. The Caribbean was Good. Matter of fact, I liked the Guinness so much. After the third glass, after I brought it home, I had my wife drive me back and I bought the last bottle they had on the shelf. And then it came out as the was it 2022 whiskey of the year or something like that? The Offerman edition. I think that's what it was. I was like, holy crap. But anyway, the Guinness to me was very good. I enjoyed it so much that, like I said, I had to go down and buy the second bottle 3 drams after I had opened the first one, and I've not done that before. I mean, I just told my wife, You got to drive me." And she says, "Are you drunk?" I said, "No, but 3 drams in, and a good 2 fingers, in the dram, because that first one went down like freaking water." Um, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, is that so good? So good." Okay, that's fine. I just wasn't sure if it had done anything in particular that. Okay, that's kind of what I thought, but I wasn't sure. But now that you specifically stated the open, I was like, okay, got it, got it. But you know what? It's good for that price. Huge. Now I can get the 12, but you got to watch for about 24.99 here. And as a matter of fact, ASMR whiskey scored me a couple of bottles, and that's the last. This is the last one I have left of it, and this is, I think it's unopened. Let me look. Shoot, I might have tapped it too. I don't know. Let me look. No, I didn't open this one yet because I don't have a replacement. But now that I've went through a bottle like a bum on a bologna sandwich, uh, yeah, it's good. I mean, I like that as an everyday sipper. Yeah, uh, I will say this right now: Guinness is still my number one. That that charred, or not the charred oak, the Caribbean. I can't really say this, but right now I'm going to put this one, the first Offerman, at third, and of course that charred oak is right there last because it just didn't tick the boxes. But again, let me just say it. I missed it. Right now, that charred oak is fine. It has done way better with a year just sitting and rotting in the bottle. Um, it is now palatable to me. It's still on the shelf here for $110 maybe. The let me think. Yeah, about $110, and there's a reason why it's still on the shelf. It's it's just wasn't a hitter. That's for darn sure. I in the beginning, like I said, it was a shitter to me, but it's gotten better now. Oh, okay. Is that Loch Lomond 12 pretty much always there for you, Sugar Kitty, at that price? Or is it something, they get, 5, 6 cases and it's there for a little while and then gone, and then it kind of disappears for a little bit and then it pops back? That's, oh my gosh, what the Sam, you know, this thing really wants to scan, and I had already done it, and it's annoying the living crap out of me. I don't know why it keeps asking me that. Anyway, sorry. Are they all still around for you, Sugar Kitty? The Offermans? Because the Guinness is extremely tough to find. That's for sure. Okay, same with the Loch Lomond here. Yeah, it pops in, and when it comes, it's like, it's everywhere, and it's here for a minute, and then whoop, gone. I mean, Costco had it by the pallets, and yeah, now I haven't seen anymore, but uh, it's just a great one to have on your bar. It's a great one to have on your shelf. It's a great one to have out in your family room or something like that. As one of the ones you don't have to keep walking like me back here to grab something to go back out there and sit or whatever. I keep a couple of scotches. I keep a couple of bourbons out there. I have a couple of American malts like the Delbeck. I keep one out there just so I have a little something something there that I don't keep coming back here, because my problem is I think I want one thing and then I see the plethora, and then I start going through the bottles and, well, I haven't had this, or I haven't had that. So yeah, I've stopped that. I've stopped that. It's just what I have out there is a pick, and then every so often, when I say so often, it could be 2 weeks, it could be 3 weeks. I don't know. There's no rhyme or reason. I just pull it out, set it on the bar or set on the shelf, put something else out there just to kind of change it up. I mean, if I really want something and it tickles me, then I walk back here and get it. But uh, that's just me. But anyhow, but the first edition Offerman, I'm glad I got it. It is a good whiskey. Time is going to tell with it how it opens up. I definitely will have to have another good pour out of it, cap it, and then leave it set for a little bit to come into its own flavor. But I like it. And for what I paid for it, like I said, it was about $100. Uh, I am fine with it. I'm fine with it. It's a good whiskey, and I know that it's going to open up nicely here over the few weeks. That's for sure. Well, yeah, darn well like it. Like I said, the only one that kind of gets me is I'm just not a fan of the charred oak. I mean, like Sugar Kiss, I've warmed up to it. That char, that note has dwindled, and so I'm good with it now. But that first few months when I first opened that bottle, I told you straight out, it is absolute shite. Without a doubt, it was shite. Don't buy it. It's just terrible. And I went back to it like 30, 60 days later. I don't remember. I have to go back and look at the video to know. But yeah, no, not at all. He's got the link, so don't let him fool you. Oh, dude, just do what you got to do. I'm gonna just fill in for Livewire for a little bit, and then I'm gonna call it a night, and then have a little dinner. But Mike did text me and just said, "Hey, he has to he has to take it easy." And I said, "Don't worry, I'll fill in for a little bit and probably go for another hour, give or take." So anyway, do what you got to do, brother. But it's always good to have you. Always good to have you. Hmm. It's just for me with this whiskey. Sorry, just the way that spice comes up. It's not something I generally get on a Lagavulin. Of course, Talisker, but it's just unusual. It's just unusual. I always fancy a Kilhoman, James. You you cannot not like peated scotch and not like Kilhoman. And I've told a story several times um, that Sugar Kitty dropped me off a sample, and he was explaining to me the difference in peat. And he described to me a clean peat. And I'm like, what? Anyhow, once you have a Kilhoman, Machir Bay, specifically Kilhoman Machir Bay, it is a sweet, clean peat that I get on that note. And until he helped me and make that connection, so let me just say between a barbecue, smoky, dirty peat to a nice, clean, crisp peat, and people say, what? There's a difference. There is a difference. Kilhoman, Lagavulin, yeah, there's a difference. There is a difference. Peat is not peat. It depends on where they go and dig it. But anyway, I really love a Kilhoman, without a doubt. What time are they going on, Sugar Kitty? Exactly. Without a doubt, I have to give you the credit because the credit is due there. That is a wonderful dram, wonderful dram. But again, it's like I said, it's the subscribers that helped me grow my palate, like Sugar Kitty, and even Eric Gunderson. He has dropped off some things here to me that I would not have experienced, and it has been fantastic. So it has grown my experiences. It has grown my palate because of because of that. Because of that and their generosity. So I have a better understanding when they talk about Kilhoman, when they let's just say they talk shoot, let's just go. We're talking Glencadam, if we're talking Tamdale, if we're talking Oban or Boonahaben, they all have distinct flavors, profiles, and peat to them, and it's it's so amazing and so unique that when you start getting into these spirits and you start really diving into it, the complexity, the nuances, the tasting notes that are in there, and just like Sugar Kitty alluded to, the pineapple in some. I mean, come on. But how it mixes, and like I said, how that peat just just is like a plastic wrap around it, how it holds together and how it melds with those other flavors is just amazing. When you're into peat and you're willing to experience it and you're willing to learn, you're willing to allow yourself to grow. It is it is an absolute amazing dram. It really is. It is just it's amazing, and I love talking about it because there is such a difference between A, B, and C. There really is, and the more opportunities you have to taste, it's amazing. It is absolutely amazing what happens. Okay, 8 p.m. All right, perfect. So I'll be off before them, and then people can pop over there. So that's fine. Perfect. You know what? I've thought about that, and apparently she really does some sublime picks. Really does. Then I guess I really don't know what dirty is. Hmm. You know, me and Boonahaben are like that. Oh, shoot! I know I got Dark Storm. Uh, well, it's back there, but I was just doing a little comparison with Talisker Storm because Sugar Kitty put something in my head, and I said, "Well, let me experience this." And ta-da! Another experience. So let me move this. Christmas present already. I walked into a shop yesterday and this one was sitting there. 15-year-old Tamdu. And all 15 years it sat in a Oloroso cask. And of course, I had a pour of this. And it was a nice pour. And so I picked it up and I told my wife, here's one of my Christmas presents. So this thing was quite good. So I will tell you all this. It's Tamdal Speyside, 15-year-old limited release. All 15 years it sat in an Oloroso barrel. This is so good. I'm just going to tell you right now. If you see any of these things on there, this I paid 115 for, 120 right in there. So, oh my goodness. Now, I haven't cracked this. I'm not going to crack it until after Christmas because I told my wife, I go, this is a present. And I said, so there you go. But I just had to show you all right now. I'll bring it back out after Christmas again. But wow, I'm going to tell you right now because it's out on the shelves. I don't know if it's everywhere, but oh my goodness. Was this so good that it was one of those ones that stopped me and I went, take my money, please take my money. And this is the first time I've even opened the top because that's how it comes out of there. Because at first when I got it, I said to him, how the hell do you get this thing out of there? I didn't think of just pulling on it, but I could tell by the way it was. I go, well, there's nothing, it's not like one of these. You can tell here real quick. But anyway, oh yeah, this is a beautiful bottle too. Yeah, heavy some bitch too. Comes in at 46 ABV, so it's a nice ABV. So I am so looking forward to opening this after Christmas. Very nice presentation box, by the way. Very, very sturdy. very sturdy box. But I just had to show you all that just so you see it. Yeah, exactly. Because you grab that top and down it goes, and boy, I would be crying if that thing broke. Oh, you had to go and bring up that freaking piece of shit, that damn Long Branch. Nothing can help that. What can help Long Branch is if you put it in all in barrels and send it to Siberia and allow them to drink it or bury it. I don't give a shit. That's the only thing that would help Long Branch. That has got to be some shite. Absolute shite. Crap. Period. End of statement. Whiskey. Horrid. Absolute panther piss. You've heard it here. Long Branch sucks. Anyway, yes, yes. I like the bottle. I like the bottle. And yeah, it flew off the shelves. I just happened to be at the right place at the right time. And besides, they knew I was coming, and he held me a sample and actually held a bottle for me. So he's like, I know you're going to buy this. So here's your sample. And after the first sip, I was just like, take my money. Take my money. There, take it. And he put the bottle in my left hand because I didn't want to let go of the Glen in my right hand as I sat there and sipped away. No, it's just shit whiskey. It is absolute shit whiskey. I mean, Matt McConaughey might be an actor, but he doesn't know shit, absolute shit about a good whiskey. He can hey all he wants. He does not know good whiskey because that is not good whiskey at all. I would rather drink that charred oak Offerman. And trust me, that Long Branch is horrid stuff. Blech. It's horrid. Absolute freaking horrid shit. Mr. Jiggs. Holy smokes. Let me raise a glass to Mr. Jiggs. Cheers, brother. Thank you for popping in here saying hello. Always appreciate you. I figured you saw the title and saw we were talking about something sophisticated. Sorry you popped in when I was talking about that horrid whiskey Long Branch. Generally, we don't allow that kind of chatter on here. This is a sophisticated channel. We're talking Scotch, and particularly peated Scotch tonight. And of course, Grandpa McDonald brought up Long Branch with a little peat. And so I apologize that you had to hear that outburst. So again, I am so sorry. So sorry you had to come in on that. I try to keep it on the down low, but when somebody brings up that horrid shit Long Branch. Anyhow, let's get back to Scotch. We'll finish up my Talisker Storm here. Mm, mm, mm. And since Sugar Kitty brought up that citrus on that and the pepper on this, wow. Now that I could swear on the retro hail on this On this Talisker, I got a little floral note. Holy smokes. Eh, who knows? But anyway. He should. He won't have much longer if he doesn't, stop stuffing his pie hole. Oh, dude, Josh, don't. Absolutely do not uh do not do it. I'm not a huge fan of Maker's Mark and Dickel. You can forget that shit. Yeah. That minerality in there is off-putting. And if you haven't heard the story, so ADHD whiskey, okay, reviewed Disco 5 a while back when it first came out. And he said, try before you buy. Well, and at that time was a huge Bardstown fanboy, particularly for Fusion and the Disco series. And I walked into one of my local haunts and they literally got one case in and they know, one, I have an affection for it. And he says, I mean, it wasn't even on the shelf. He brought it out. He says, I know you want this. And I saw Disco 5. I was elated. And I just gave it to my wife. I said, you just go to the counter, buy it, take it to the car, and put it in the trunk. Bought it. And I already had in my head what he said, try before you buy. So I brought it home, and it was one of my most disappointing whiskeys because of that damn Dickel juice in there and that minerality. I mean, it certainly wasn't Long Branch, but it was one of the few sheer disappointments behind the Charred Oak Offerman that I have had while reviewing whiskeys and talking about it with you all, that it was horrid. But again, time has done it some good in a bottle, and I have been back to it, but I can probably tell you it's been 2 or 3 times. But it has greatly improved since my first one, and I was so disappointed in that series with that particular bottle. But taste is subjective. But I really should have trusted Matt when he said, try before you buy. And so now I listen to people. If I happen to stumble upon a review from, let's just say, Matt or Jason C., just using those two as an example, if they would say that, I would hesitate to purchase it until I got to either purchase some to try at a bar, or one of you all dropped me off a sample of it to review before I made the purchase. So that's my thing on Dickel. Now, however, I do have a bottle of Dickel that does not have that minerality, and I've had it for a couple of years. It's not my favorite, but I did not get that. And you may hear people call it the Flintstone chewable type vitamin note. Yeah, I don't have that. I don't have that on this bottle. Hold on. It is, sorry about standing up in front of you. That isn't it. That isn't it. That isn't it. I think that crap is, and it's literally in the back. Let's see. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Here it comes. Yeah, yeah. Now this is the fall 2008 on this, the Bottled and Bond. This is the 2008. And I will say, this one did not have the minerality. And you can see where it's at. I drank all of that. But it's not my favorite. But I do own a bottle of Dickel juice. There it is. It's got some it has some damn good dust on that sucker. I don't know if you can see it, but it doesn't get opened, and it's not a real cork in there. It's synthetic, which I've always said I don't care synthetic or regular, but I do have a bottle of Dickel, so I just want to put that up for everybody to see. I can't tell you the last time I did a pour of it. 2 years, maybe more, at least, but there it is. Makers, I have I have the 46 calf strength up there right now. I have a bottle of regular Makers. I've never opened it. Uh, pardon me for standing up again. Um, yeah, here's the calf strength. And I have, dude, what the heck was that one that everybody liked? Uh, it was a limited release. Oh, there it is. Hold on. Jack Daniels Rye. We don't care about that one. Oh, FAE01. FAE01 from 2021. FAE01 from 2021. So I have that. Haven't opened it. Haven't opened it. It just doesn't like grab me. Well, I'm not going to go on that Long Branch tirade again because it really is shit whiskey. Dickel, I know it's been around for a while, but I just cannot get into that mineral note. However, if anyone has ever had Uncle Nearest, they do that Lincoln County process because it's made in Tennessee, but I don't get that off of Uncle Nearest. And I like Uncle Nearest. I have to be in the mood for Uncle Nearest, but I like Uncle Nearest. And when I met the master distiller a few years ago and was able to talk to her and learn more of the history between Uncle Nearest and Jack Daniels and how actually those two worked together, believe it or not, and think of the time that that was when Jack Daniels was alive and distilling whiskey, to have this type of relationship with a black man at that time. And truthfully, Uncle Nearest is the one credited, or should be if he isn't, with coming up with that Lincoln County process on how they do that Tennessee whiskey. So anyway, it was great talking to her because she's the great granddaughter or great, I forget how it goes, but of him. So I got it right there. And then, they have documents, they have records and everything. Go do the distillery tour and you can find out. Yeah. Yeah. You only have to do it one time. Only one time. It's not my favorite. Yep. I can understand that. I'm not against makers at all. Uh, I sometimes really like that cherry note that it has that I get out of it, but I don't know. It just doesn't do it for me. Now I have a real good friend who absolutely loves makers. I mean, he goes to the distillery, he's in that that emperor circle. I don't know what the hell they call it, but he is always there. Oh, okay. So now to what Sugar Kitty is saying. Yes, but I don't make mixed drinks. I drink it neat. I can't tell you the last time I had a mixed drink. Um, with whiskey, shoot, had to been college days back when 7 and 7 was my thing. Sorry, people, but yep, but that's what I could afford. Uh, back then. And yeah, I used to love 7 and 7. So mixed drinks there, Jack and Coke. Who didn't? Um, I didn't care for rum and Coke. I mean, it was okay. I would, if that's what was there, well, shit, after the second, third one, you really didn't care anymore. So I would drink those. But other than that, no. I wasn't a big mixed drinker. Margaritas, that's another story. Weller's is good, but I think a lot of it is overhyped when it comes to that. So Weller's is good, but like I said, I just think there's just a lot of hype over it, and it's getting to be way overpriced. Unless you can really get it for MSRP, it would be hard for me to tell you to pull the trigger, Josh. Weller's is. Oh, thank you, sir. And like I told everybody, there's the benefactor of this stream. He's the one that found this delicious dram for me on one of his many excursions through the great state of New York and let me know where it was. So, thank you to Bourbon for finding this for me. And if it wasn't for him, I would not have had the first Offerman release. And like I said, he just heard me talk about it and said, well, by the by, he knew of a place that had a bottle. So ta-da. So that's another great thing about this channel. Oh yeah, I got to go to whiskey, do the bourbon trail one day. I really do. Oh, I mean that was an easy drink, and it was inexpensive to go and buy a fifth and get a case of Coke, and you were in. I mean, in the fraternity house that I lived in, I can certainly tell you there was always Seagram 7 there. There was uh, Tanqueray, because I love my gin and tonic. Um, there was, well, I hate to say whatever was on sale, but there was Keystone Light in the refrigerator. There was, uh, oh, Miller High Life, and people would turn their nose up at that when I pull that out, and I go, "What are you talking about? It's the champagne of beers. What do you mean you don't like Miller High Life?" I was buying it back then. That was 1989 for about $3.99 a six pack. It's not much more than that now. I think it's might be $5.99 or $6.99 a six pack. But I'm telling you what, that Miller High Life was great beer. Uh, Ben, it is good. It is good. It had a citrus note that I wasn't expecting and a spice. But I did hear that about the spice. I heard other people talk about it. I didn't watch any reviews or anything like that, but I like it. So I'm going to have to drink another pour out of it at some point to get it to the shoulder. And then I'm going to cap it off and go back to it later on. But uh, it's, I like it. Right now, I like it. And the nose between that and the 16, Ben, I couldn't tell it apart. It's your quintessential. It's Lagavulin. That's exactly what it was. Mr. Hall, cheers, man. Appreciate you coming over here and just saying hello and smashing that like button. Thank you very much. Really, really appreciate that. Wawa. Oh my gosh. So I had a boss and she really loved that coffee, and she would have her parents send it here to Vegas. So she'd get a half dozen bags. And so I always had Wawa coffee in the mornings, but she liked the hazelnut. But I will say this, I wasn't never a fan of hazelnut coffee, but I did not mind that one. There was enough real coffee flavor in there, not the artificial hazelnut or whatever it is. And so I really like that. Mark, dude, your ears were ringing. I just had to say thank you, and I said that earlier. I realized what was in here that you dropped off on my doorstep, and then I pulled this part out of it and realized, oh, oops. Well, isn't that wonderful? I knocked that over, but guess what? See why you need a Glen cap on there? And this thing wasn't even, pushed in there to seal it. It was just sitting on the top when I knocked it over. Touching, no spilled whiskey. But thank you, Mark. I really appreciate this fine uh, bunch of. I mean, I'm just lost words, but I did not know that there was a whole nother layer at the bottom of this thing when I opened this up. So thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am looking forward to having some of these, and I never pulled them out, so I don't know what it is. So, but thank you very, very much. So yes, I enjoyed PBR. Really enjoyed PBR. A lot of people turned their nose up at it, but I thought it was decent beer, period. Oh, shoot. There is? Well, I didn't even see it. Honestly. You may have put it in there, but no. Well, I don't see a list in there. I'll have to check the. Oh, you know what? Let me look at something. Hold on. Sorry. That beast is making all kinds of noise. Well, I didn't see it, but I'm not saying it's not in there. I will literally pull all the other stuff out of there and see. I hope I didn't actually pitch it out because I did get rid of some stuff in here, some what I call stuffing from boxes. But anyway, yes, 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 it is scribbled on the bottles because one of them fell out and scared the shit out of me. Fell and hit the other bottle. But yes. Okay. Whew. I'm like, I really didn't see a list in there, but it is scribbled on the bottle. But I know how to get a hold of it. I don't know what it is. That's for sure. Hey, I may have to take you up on that offer because I can hear. See, hear that? She does that. This is what time is it? Oh yeah, 6 o'clock. Mm-hmm. Yep. Without a doubt. Oh my gosh, that dog. Oh my goodness. Hold on, I'm looking for something here. Let me see if I can find it again. Let me see. I'm trying to remember. Hold on. Sorry. I'm going back through chat here real quick to look at something because we talked about so much, particularly when we were talking about clean peat and all of that other good stuff. All right, hold on. Gosh. Spayburn. I don't know why I do this. Oh, well, I'm not going to keep going through this, but anyhow, all right. Well, I did not spill any of the 16. That was good. Get another sip of water. But yes, no live wire. I'll hover here for about another half hour, 45 minutes or so. And if anybody can post the link for the next stream at, well, it's 7 Central. So, well, actually, 7 Central, it's going to be starting here real soon, correct? Gosh. Yeah. Yeah, Central. Yeah, it's going towards the East Coast. So it's already there, but let me know if I am correct. It's 8? Oh, that's right. 8? Okay. Yeah, sorry. I have to move over another time zone from you guys. Exactly right. Exactly right. Let's go Steelers. So far, so good. So far, so good. But anyway, you know, since we talked about this, let me finish my 16 here real quick. Well, won't be real quick, but hmm. Okay. Mm. So being that they are on, do me a favor, Sugar Kitty. Can you pop up their link? Sorry. I really want to do savor that sip of 16. But being that they are on, if Sugar Kitty puts up the link for you all, and most of you probably will have it anyway, but let's put it up there. And if he can, and what we'll do is I'll end the stream here shortly and then pop over there and then just tell them that I had sent you over there and that you need to be on your best behavior. God, who knows? So here it is. Come on, flop over. Here we go. Yes. Yes, go over there and tell Aaron happy birthday from Bourbon Neophyte that I had sent you all over there, being that they have started. So I will end the stream since they are on, since they have a little special something going on, and say good night to everybody. Hold on. Oh, there you go. There you go, Eric. But all right, everybody. Thank you. Go on over there to Stuff and Whiskey and just say, hey, happy birthday. And Bourbon Neophyte said to come over. I look forward to seeing you all next weekend. And yes, I do plan on being live next weekend. Just so you know, Thanksgiving, that Sunday, after Thanksgiving, 50-50. If I'm still visiting Dad in Yuma, then I won't be streaming, but I'll let you guys know. I'll post something, but really appreciate you all being here. Thank you very much. Head over to see Stuff and Whiskey and tell them that I had sent you. Really appreciate it. Now, I don't even have anything to cheers anybody with. So here we go. Cheers, everybody. A little water. Have a good night. See you next weekend. Thanks for stopping by. Good night.